Hey everyone, welcome. Today, we're diving into some really powerful ideas from John C. Maxwell about unlocking your personal potential. We're going to look at what really holds us back and, way more importantly, how we can actually smash through those barriers to achieve more. So let's get right into it.
You know that feeling, right? That little voice in the back of your head that says, maybe you're not quite hitting your stride, that you could see more, do more, just be more. It's that nagging sense of untapped potential. Like you know you're capable of so much, but something is just kind of holding you back.
And you know, a huge reason we feel stuck is because of this one big misconception. We tend to think of our own capacity as this fixed thing, like it was decided for us when we were kids. You hear people talk about high-capacity people and low-capacity people, and we just accept it. We settle in thinking that's all we've got. But what if that's completely wrong?
And this brings us to a real game-changing mental shift. Maxwell argues that what holds us back isn't some permanent, unmovable limit. It's something else entirely. It's a cap. And trust me, understanding that difference, well, it changes everything. Just think about this for a second. A limit is a real wall. It's fixed, it's final, you can't change it. But a cap is just a lid. It's artificial, it's totally temporary, and, here's the best part, it is removable. The moment you realize your so-called limitations are often just caps, you suddenly have the power to ball them right off.
So where do these things even come from? Well, they usually fall into two big buckets. You've got the caps that other people put on you, through their expectations or maybe their lack of belief. But the ones that are often the most powerful, those are the caps we put on ourselves. Our own self-limiting beliefs, our habits. That's the tough stuff.
Okay, so we've kind of diagnosed the problem, right? We get that we're dealing with removable caps, not these permanent limits. We've made the decision that we want to grow. So now what? What's the actual game plan here? How do we start expanding our capacity?
Well, Maxwell lays out this beautifully simple two-part framework for growth. And it's not about finding some single magic bullet. Nope. It's about consistently working on two separate paths. First, you develop the abilities you already have, and second, you start making better choices that open up new possibilities.
So let's dive into path one, your abilities. This is all about taking the raw talent and the skills you already have inside you and just learning how to squeeze every last drop out of them. This could be anything really, communication, strategy, you name it. But let's look at one really powerful example that affects everything else.
Look, we all get the same 24 hours in a day. Time is a fixed resource. You can't make more of it. But your energy? That's a totally different story. That is one resource you can absolutely influence and expand. People who reach their potential don't just sit around waiting for things to happen. They learn how to generate the energy to make things happen.
And here's a super simple way to start boosting your own energy. Just ask yourself these three questions. First, what charges you up? Who are the people, what are the places, or the activities that give you that boost? Second, what wears you down? Be honest. And third, when is it showtime? When's that moment in your day or week when you absolutely have to be at your best? Just answering these helps you start managing your energy like the precious resource it really is.
Now let's shift gears to path two and see how this all connects. This is where we focus on our choices. Because while developing your abilities is absolutely crucial, it's our daily decisions that are the real engine for growth.
And the foundational choice, the one everything else is built on, according to Maxwell, is the choice of responsibility. Now, this isn't about blame or chores or anything like that. It's about empowerment. It's the conscious decision to say, I'm in charge of my life, my actions, and my direction. It is the bedrock of success.
I absolutely love this quote from the legendary coach Lou Holtz. It just nails the whole idea of responsibility. It's about owning the outcome. Listen, we all drop the ball sometimes. That's just part of life. The really crucial thing is what happens next. Do we complain about the ball, or do we just acknowledge our part and get ready for the next play?
And that right there is the ultimate payoff. The moment you stop making excuses and start taking responsibility, you move from the passenger seat of your life into the driver's seat. You basically give yourself permission to live the life you actually want and start to own your own future.
So let's bring all this home. Let's make it about you. We've talked about the difference between a cap and a limit, and we've walked through the two paths to growth. Now it's time to kind of look in the mirror and ask, what are the caps in your life?
So when you really think about what's holding you back, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Is it the caps other people have put on you? The expectations from family, the doubts from a former teacher or boss, or the limits that society just tries to put on us? Those are real, and man, they can be heavy.
Or, and to be really honest here, is it the caps you've put on yourself? The self-doubt, that fear of failure, the little voice that says, I'm not good enough. Maxwell suggests these are often the ones that limit us the most, simply because they come from inside our own heads.
To wrap all this up, I want to leave you with one final, really powerful idea. Maxwell poses this thought experiment. What if you're currently only operating at, say, 40% of your potential? What if you actually have at least 60% more capacity than you have ever believed was possible?
No, seriously, just think about that for a second. If you knew with 100% certainty that you had 60% more untapped potential just sitting there waiting, what cap would you remove? What ability would you start to develop? What different choice would you make starting tomorrow? The power of your potential, it's waiting for you.